Ralphie May used to live right behind me,
Oh, really?
and I got some good Ralphie May stories. But my favorite, we were going. He was like, Josh, well, we're going to Jack in the Box to get some Jack in the Box for everybody. And I said, all right. So we get into his. He was driving a 4Runner at the time.
How long ago is this?
Oh man, 99. We were all just kind of starting, and Ralphie was the only one who had a little bit of dough. Might have been 2000.
You're so good.
And we lived right next to we both lived behind El Compadre. Man, that place was, Joey Diaz was around there. Jay Moore was always around. Ron White was around for a little while.
Monsters. God, how good was Jay Moore?
Dude. But Ricky Cruz was around at the time.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So that's when I used to go. That was around that time when I was going, and when Chelsea Handler and I were going out and doing ecstasy all the time, and it was a good time, dude.
Jesus. Sounds like the best of time.
Oh, it was a good time. So, but Ralphie was like, come on, Josh, we're going to go get some Jack in the Box for everybody. So we go get some Jack in the Box, and he orders this huge order. And he goes, put that in one bag. And he goes, here's for another bag. And he orders another order. And I go, what's that second bag for? He goes, it's for the ride home. And I said, what? He goes, I have my at-home food, and I got my ride-home
That's
food.
Hilarious.
And I go, oh, okay. And so the two bags come, and we put the enormous bag in the back. By the way, the ride-home bag was
not small.
pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
And he goes, open that glove compartment. All the condiments.
Hell yeah.
Hot sauce,
I
relish,
love it.
mustard,
I love it.
salsa.
I love
He was like, hand me some of that tapatio. And so my man, he had the condiments in the glove box,
the
dude.
best.
Ralphie May was a generous to a fault dude, man.
Yeah, he's always nice to me. I remember meeting him. I was coming back, or maybe I was going. I think I was going to like West Nyack in New York. I forget where I was going, somewhere far. And it stopped in Phoenix, and he was going to Phoenix, I think, to do shows or something. But we were both on Southwest. It was a layover for me. And we both sit down, and I'm in the right side, and he's on the left. He goes, man, we too, and I didn't even realize it was him. He goes, man, we too fucking big to be on Southwest, man. Yes. And I looked over, and, he's 400 pounds. I was like, we?
Yeah. At least my size goes up and down. Yeah.
I kind of fit. I mean, yeah. We?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir?
Man, okay. So here's another good Ralphie May story. It was in Nashville. Sarah Tiano and I were on the road together.
She's great, by the way.
And, by the way, as far as roast jokes, she's going to fucking kill you.
She's a beast.
She's going to kill you.
She had a baby, huh?
Yes. Yeah. And Ralphie May's down at the show, and he's talking to Sarah Tiano on stage. And saying things like, Sarah Tiano! Sarah Tiano! And people are laughing. They know Ralphie, and you know that at Zany's in Nashville, there's not too much separation from the stage to the bar.
Barely any.
Right?
Yeah. So
she said, I'm going to butcher her joke, but basically she said, Ralphie May's here, everybody. Ralphie actually just started taking yoga. So soon he'll be flexible enough to kiss both of his feet goodbye. She was like, because diabetes is coming. And I was like, that was a great diabetes joke, Sarah.
Was the family or was the fans dying?
Oh, they were dying. So we went out that night, right? And Ralphie was things were not going well with his ex, and she had already, I think, filed for divorce, and so we're out, and he was with this young girl, and we're sitting there, and we're at this place at a bar in Nashville. I don't remember the name of it, but I heard this huge rumble, and I was like, what the fuck? And I turned around, and Ralphie had fallen off his stool.
Oh man!
And I was like, oh man. He goes, Josh Wolf, help me up. I'm like, help you up? Like
well, let me get help.
Yeah, and he goes, man, you go to the gym. I go, yeah, but I go to the gym. I get on the treadmill. I don't lift it. I can't lift you up, bro. And just then I saw there was the girl he was with who was sitting on his lap. I saw two little feet sticking out from under Ralphie. It was like that scene in Wizard of Oz, where the because you just saw her socks
like,
and her.
Oh, God.
And I said, oh, and he goes, oh shit, is she under me? Right? There was the guys. I go, we got to get her under. And so grabbing Ralphie was
he was 400 pounds
and a dicey situation. It wasn't 400 of solid. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like if you grabbed him, it was like, okay, it was like kind of goopy.
Yeah.
And so we were like, let's rock him, and we'll rock him and pull her out.
Such a shame.
So we kind of rocked him and lifted him up and pulled her out. And when we pulled her out, dude, this was exactly the noise she made. We pulled her out and when her head came out, she went, like she had been underwater.
And a little thing.
So tiny. So I said, man, when she came out, her eyes, she was scared. She was like,
400 pounds.
Like this.
Dude.
So we get her calm. She's drinking a drink. She's up on a stool. We get Ralphie up. And I had to ask her. I go, just let me ask you a question. She goes, yeah. And I go, what was it like under there?
Yeah.
And she goes, it was dark, soft, and warm.
Yeah. Ralphie died from, was it overdose? Do we know?
He was a sick dude, man.
Yeah.
If you
so
look,
I remember the first I heard of it, he
it
like
might
fell
have been-
asleep on stage at the Laugh Factory.
Wasn't
that
it
was like
pneumonia?
a night before me.
Pneumonia, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at the pictures from before his death, like from a week before,
He literally fell asleep. Like he was telling he was like doing his like crowd work and then just fell asleep on the stool.
look at Google Ralphie picture. Ralphie May. I don't know. How would you
Corner,
Google like
there
right
it goes.
before he passed?
Hey,
There were some
click
pictures.
on that, Chin. It says corner. Ralphie May died of high blood pressure. And heart
Those were
disease.
some of the pictures. I think those are actually some of the pictures from right before he passed. No, that wasn't it. But he doesn't look good there. There it is.
He was so fucking funny, man.
He was so funny. And you know what I loved about him, dude? He would do 3 hours. And the clubs would hate it. But I asked him, I go, why would you do that much time? And he said, man, the people who come to my shows don't have a lot of money. So he was like,
3 hours, dude.
He would do a lot of time, dude. The people's at the club.
For
were
me, I just couldn't. Yeah, I've been to some clubs, and they were like, how long you doing? You tell them, like, oh, wow. I'm like, that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Hour standard.
Hour
like,
standard.
Like, well, Carlos Macedo was here last week, and he did 3.5 hours.
That's torque.
And I was like, how'd that go? And they're like, people are walking out.
Yeah.
Like, after an hour, 2 hours, they're out, man.
It's a bit, you're a bit jerking yourself off at that point in time.
Bit of an ego thing.
I would rather have people. There were sometimes late show Saturday where I'll tell people going in, I'm taking a 100 milligram edible. I'm going to be really high. You can leave at any time you want.
Because I'm going to go.
Because you're going to go. I want you to know I'm not going to heckle you for leaving. And this is how I tell my crowds all the time. You won't hurt my feelings. I've been doing this a long time. If this isn't your deal and you don't like it,
Yeah.
thank you for coming. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
When I got off stage at the Laugh Factory, right away you go, bro, I figured out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.